Got to be a tough day to be Tim Walz. This race has been close for a while, but 2 days after his debate performance, polls and public opinion are swinging in Trump's favor big time. Trump's ahead in the 7 key battlegrounds, and he's tied with young voters in Michigan and beating Harris with Muslims in Michigan. Wow. These are just individual polls, but the momentum's there. So Kamala brought out her secret weapon.
I tell you, I have never voted for a Democrat, but this year I am proudly casting my vote for Vice President Kamala Harris.
A Cheney endorsing a San Francisco liberal for president. This has gone way too far. The only thing worse than Kamala's record are her interviews. Last week, she barely survived an interview conducted by basketball players. This week, a local anchor from Pittsburgh asked the most important question of the election. Watch.
Former President Trump says that you've had 4 years as vice president to do all the things you've promised in the campaign, but haven't done it. Is he right, or did President Biden not give you or limit it in some way your role as vice president?
So let's start with this. I think that the former president is really becoming quite desperate and has really been offering a lot of misstatements and misinformation. And perhaps it's because he wants to distract from the fact that he has offered no plan for the American people.
I've got a couple more questions, but let's hold it because I'd love to get together with you in person rather than through this internet system. Can we do it?
Let's try and do that.
She's never going to do that. J.D. Vance said it best. Trump's plan is his record, and his record proves the plan works.
We can be a nation that dreams big again. We can be a nation that builds things again. We can reclaim our pride, our dignity, our glorious American destiny. But only if we make a clean break from the failures of the past 4 years.
Trump's on message, and he's focused on you. The left is just focused on Trump.
In his mouth. I'm saying it like that because he's dangerous. He's dangerous to particular people. We got to keep this troglodyte out of office because if he comes in, our babies are going to be in danger. Because remember, those young children are going to grow up with the memory of having to not go to school for the threat of bombs. And somebody told them that their moms and dads eat cats, they eat cats and dogs. I'll get myself together, Claire.
Okay, take a minute. Deep breaths.
He should get it together. Speaking of that, bestseller by yours truly, still available on Amazon. Johnny's going to send that guy a signed copy. Author of The Parasitic Mind, visiting professor and global ambassador at Northwood University, and evolutionary behavioral scientist, Dr. Gad Saad, who has a bigger resume than anybody I've ever met. Doctor, good to see you. Why
Likewise.
Does this election make people so crazy? People want to punch people. Cheneys are endorsing Democrats. What is happening here?
Well, you should see the number of colleagues that I thought I had warm relationships with who have unfollowed me on Twitter or X because I dare say something nice about Trump and say something less nice about Kamala. And I'm Canadian, for God's sake. So for some reason, Trump serves as an existential injury to all the progressive people, and they simply they despise him. It's unbelievable.
What happens when Trump wins, if he wins? They've said this guy's a dictator and life's going to be over. How are they going to process that? I'm nervous.
Right. Well, I think the first thing that they will do is they will go on X and remove all those posts where they said that if Trump wins, they will be moving to Canada.
Right.
That's the first thing they'll be doing.
Right.
It's just unbelievable to me that people could be so riled up by all these types of things. I mean, of course, presidential elections are important. But go hug your children, go for a walk, read a good book. It's unbelievable how vested people are in hating Trump when, of course, many of them agree with their positions, but for some reason, he is an aesthetic injury. They despise him. It's insane and it's irrational.
After the VP debate, which was very nice. It was polite, it was civil, it was respectful, something we haven't seen in a very long time. Most of the country enjoyed it, but the Democrats were mad at Walz for being so civil. They said that was the wrong strategy.
Right. Well, I mean, what I took away from it is how well J.D. Vance was and how well he did, how poised he was, dignified. And you remember last time I was on your show, Jesse, we talked about emotional-based processing versus cognitive-based processing. Well, he hit both marks, right? He hit the substantive points while also appearing likable and magnanimous. And so Trump wins here because in choosing J.D. Vance, he's demonstrating that he makes good choices. So kudos to him.
That's why I hired my assistant, Johnny. He makes me look better.
There you go.
Thanks very much, Dr. Gad Saad. The Parasitic Mind. Everybody go get it on Amazon while you're buying my book as well. Get it together. Click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You won't get it anywhere else.